All right, welcome to the UFC 329 reaction show, the magnificent return of Conor McGregor. Blew his knee out about 3 seconds into the fight. Very disappointing for, I'm sure, anyone that spent a bunch of money on that. But we got Mr. Moneybags over here who pretty much hit not every fight, but had a huge night picking and gave out some winners. What did you think about the night overall?
I mean, dude, the prelims definitely I thought delivered. I thought those were pretty fun. I mean, we didn't see a ton of scorecards in general. The main card, obviously we did pretty well on it, but still a little underwhelming. We would have liked to seen a little bit more of a war in the Patty fight. We love to see that he won by submission. Did I think it was going to happen right away? No. And then obviously that McGregor fight, like. Guy got $15 million to go out there and just tear his leg apart right away. Even like Cormier, Rogan, all like no one knew how to even react. Like that was like beyond underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, and
It was
that's
tough.
that's two in a row for Connor. I would be surprised if we ever see him again at this point. That's just sad. He didn't look like he didn't look like he had it. But I mean, I guess he came out with a wild kick to start, so he was trying something.
It matched that that philosophy matched the haircut. You know, it's
Yeah,
that mohawk. I'm like,
matched it perfectly.
he looked big. He looked good. Like I was starting to get a little worried, honestly. Like I was like, dude, am I on the wrong side of history right now? And then as soon as his leg buckled, I was like, all right, yeah, we got this one. I thought Connor was gonna honestly win the first round. I did see Holloway like pulling away and like with volume and cardio, but yeah, nobody expected that. That was tough.
Yeah, it was a tough scene. I mean, Connor was getting booed on the way out when Max said like, "Let's run it back for a third time." It's like no one wants to see that again, man. that that was a very Ronda Rousey esque, which I don't think it was that pathetic, but it was close.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I was worried about him coming back in general just because what that does to your legacy. I get he got a fat payday today, but that just puts such a skid mark on your legacy. That's a tough one, dude. Like what I would imagine will be his last fight. He might try to come back and I don't know. He might, go dig up Michael Chandler and see if he wants to run it back. But who's gonna really care about that at this point?
I know, and I mean, part of me is like, at least the world makes sense. Like that was what should have, not in that fashion, but Connor coming back off a leg break off 5 years, fighting Max Holloway. That is exactly what should have happened. Just an easy win. Didn't anticipate it being that easy, but it was.
Yeah, I mean, Sandhagen fought through it. He looked like his leg was junk too. We were all kind of on the wrong side of that one, but yeah, I mean that fight was a snoozer too. That was when you were like, when is this Patty fight just gonna start? Because this sucks. Like I said, main card, Bobby Green, that was sick. I thought it was maybe an early stoppage, but worked out for us.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw a lot of that. I didn't think it was that controversial. Like he was just covering up. I get he might have just been covering to get to the round, but he was just covering for like 6 or 8 seconds, not doing anything. So I didn't think it
It
was
would have
that
went to the
early.
second round and been done anyway. Like McKinney,
Exactly.
he's known for that. He's great in the first round if he can get you out of there, which he almost did. Like, yeah, he's gonna finish you, but if he doesn't, he seems to always be in trouble. So I don't know what's up with his gas tank. He seems like a pretty athletic guy that's in the gym a lot, but no gas tank.
And man, BSD. Someone needs to tell him that Patty knows jujitsu, and you might want to not just fucking run in there with your neck hanging out. I mean, that's exactly what everyone's kind of was saying. Like, oh, he's got to just be careful with that. He can't do what he did with against Dustin. And I mean, just immediately, just like ran in there and did exactly what everyone said he couldn't do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just kind of get a little cocky. I mean, he's never been submitted before. And a guy like even Poirier, who has an incredible guillotine, great chokes, he kind of just dangled it out there for him, and he never was able to like really finish it. So I think he just was one of those people that's like, I'm gonna put this out here. It's gonna put me in a good position because you're gonna think you're gonna get me. But he picked the wrong guy today to mess around with that philosophy. That did not work out.
No, and I'm looking right now. Did that fight? How long did that fight even last?
I want to say a minute and a half,
A
but
minute. Okay.
a good 45 seconds of that, he was in that choke already.
52 seconds.
Yeah. And he
So
was in
we
that
got
choke for at least half of that time.
yeah, we had 52 seconds in the first fight and a minute 9 in the second. So the two most anticipated fights, you get less than you get 2 minutes and 1 second of cage time total. So that's very disappointing.
Yeah. And the majority of that was BSD in a choke and Connor on his back.
Yeah, I mean, man, talk about under delivering, but it was still a good card. Maybe I'm just rose colored glasses because we had great nights gambling, and I that always makes it more fun when you're watching the
Yeah.
fights and you're hitting your bets. But the there was some good fights like that. That Roy Val fight was awesome.
That's easy fight of the night. They definitely, you know, at least Loney will get hopefully a $50,000 or 75, whatever it is for that bonus. But yeah, I mean that fight was sick. So if we got a bunch of those, that's great. But like you just said, I mean we're here to pick fights, right? We're not here to say what's going to be exciting. We kind of went into it knowing that that Sandhagen fight probably wasn't going to be fireworks. It wasn't. Yeah, did I expect a lot more out of the co-main and the main event? Of course, but again, we're just here to pick them. We're not, I'd rather go plus however many units we put out tonight and have kind of a boring ending versus having a super exciting fight and losing all of our millions and millions of viewers, all their picks. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. And speaking of our millions of viewers, I'm going to a direct line to Dana right here. I need Corey Sandhagen off main cards. I need him with Shower Bullet. I need him on the prelims from now on. I don't want to see him anymore. I
No.
feel like you can just count on him for to beat. I tried to even give him a little credit the other night, like, oh, it's a little under deserving. Why everyone says his fights are boring, but they just always are just they're hard to get through.
Yeah, and I mean, especially coming off that O'Malley fight where like everyone was saying it should have been, Corey in there with O'Malley. Like, dude, okay, it probably would have made even O'Malley boring because that's like I'm not saying Corey's easy to fight. He's definitely not, but he's just not fun. He plays it a little bit safe. Um, he doesn't have a ton of power. He's a decent enough grappler not to get finished, but yeah, he just doesn't do it for me. He's good everywhere. He's not great anywhere. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I think that would be another boring matchup. I feel like him and they would just kind of stay on the outside, and he'd move so much, and it would just be I don't know. I feel like the Sanhagen train has passed, but a new train is rolling into town. And it's Gable Stevenson, or is it Stevenson or
It's
Stevenson?
just no N
No
in
N. That's what I thought.
Stevenson. Yeah, yeah.
He he got the first round knockout, which was what we were on, but I don't know if he looked like a minus 4,000 at times during this week favorite during that first round. He got caught multiple times with decent shots.
Yeah, he like you just he looked extremely hittable, right? I think that's a dangerous game to play. I mean, he's just been so dominant that he hasn't really seen any type of real adversity yet. But yeah, I mean, he's going to have to fix some holes in that game if he's going to stay a minus 4,000 going into his next fight and be dominant going forward. I think he's definitely athletic enough and, has a lot of potential, but there's work to do there for sure.
Yeah, and he definitely has all the potential in the world. So you want to see him in there against probably some better competition than what he saw tonight. But did what he has to do. That's his fourth straight first round knockout. So can't be much better throughout four fights.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a guy that the Buffalo Bills picked up based off of nothing, just him being an athlete.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's obviously a freak, but that jaw can only be so athletic. So you're gonna have to hide that, bud.
I already see the Gable versus Hokic fight wishes coming out, and that's one that would be awesome. I've seen they've been talking trash back and forth a little bit. They're right about the same size, right? I think they're right about 240 each.
Yeah, I mean, Gable definitely looks bigger naturally, but yeah, they he came in there about 240. I think Hokit came in around like 233, so they're right in the same ballpark.
Well, I know that's not what they're going to do next with Gable, but that is one that in the future would definitely be a fun matchup and one
I
that
agree.
I don't know what side I'd have to really see what they did with the odds before I have any idea which way I'd go in that. I have a lean right now, but I don't even want to say it until I see the odds.
I think I'm leaning in the same direction right now.
I think the obvious other fight we have to talk about them making is Patty Ilya. I don't know why you wouldn't make that fight now. I mean,
Dude,
Patty could fight tomorrow. Ilya surely probably can't still after that beating he took from Gaethje.
yeah, I mean that interesting, right? Because like, does that do enough to get Patty back in there with Gaethje? We had spoken a little bit about like how much would the win on whoever got it tonight in the McGregor Holloway fight like move them and what would be next for them. I mean, I feel bad for Max, did all that training, to be at 170, came in there looking good and didn't even get a fight out of it. He knew right away. Like, he was even asking the ref like, what are we doing here? This guy clearly can't fight me. So that sucks. That didn't do anything for him, but hey, the Patty fight, we wanted more out of that too, but how can you discredit someone for going in there and just absolutely demolishing a super tough guy like BSD like that? So I think Patty has a ton of options right now after that.
Yeah, he really does. I guess he has a ton of options, but I really only see him utilizing a few of them. It's just big fights at this point, and there's only a few guys at the top of the division that really warrant it. I guess could you see him and Ruffy getting in there?
I don't think that, I think it'd be a great fight. I don't think that Patty needs to do that. I think
Either
that might be a really great fight and a tough one even for him. But I don't think Ruffy's a big enough name for him to like what seems to be go down and fight him. I think really the only two are Topuria Gaethje.
I agree. I don't know where else you would go. Which, god damn, that's
But
good for Patty, and it's bad for the. There's so many Patty haters out there that still want to talk about. Oh, he lost to Gordon. Oh, he's been fed everything. It's like Patty is a fucking badass. He beat the shit out of King Green easily. He just put BSD to sleep in under a minute. I mean, that's crazy. BSD, and like you said, half that fight he was fighting for his life just to get a breath in.
Yeah, and I mean we're talking about asses in the seats too. Dude, that arena tonight was the biggest when he was coming out there versus any other walkout. And he came out first. It's not even like he was like, you know, in the red corner where he comes out set. Like that place was electric with him coming out. He's a stud, a star, and deservingly so.
Is there a London card this year announced yet or coming up?
I don't know if there's a London
I
card, but I'm
don't.
sure they'd be willing to make one.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything announced, but yeah, that would be. I could see him and Ilya in London being his next fight pretty much whenever he wants it to be at this point. He is that star that the UFC needs and wants right now.
The only thing about that though too, and I mean, I guess I don't know who else Ilya would fight if not Patty, but who does Gaethje fight? Because he's older too. Like, what's he gonna wait around for a year to see like what happens?
I didn't
I
even
don't
think
see
about
any other
that.
fights for him.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
Armin, yeah, he's there, but
Or
like that's not a
maybe
draw.
maybe Gaethje makes those two fight to see who he fights.
Very, very possible. Or you do give Max the nod and let him slip in and kind of just fight Gaethje because it's a fun fight, and the winner of those two fight each other.
Could Max and Patty fight at 155?
That'd be sick.
I haven't really thought about that. It's an it's a interesting like stylistic matchup. I think I would like Patty in that after seeing what Charles did, but I'd watch it for sure. I think he might be a pretty sizable favorite after tonight and after people do the MMA math, which doesn't always add up.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough because even if he did fight Gaethje, I see that being a pretty even line. Even though Gaethje beat him already, I just think that like Patty's going to have a lot of momentum going in there. I think that Ilya would be more of a favorite versus Patty, even after all that, than Gaethje would versus Patty.
I agree. I agree with that for sure. How old is Patty? I'm looking right now.
I want to say Patty's like 32.
He's 31.
Okay.
And yeah, so he's right, still right in his
He's in his
prime.
prime, dude. Even him coming out there tonight, like he looks like a man, right? He kind of looked like a kid before when he first came out, like, the long blonde shaggy hair. Like he looked like he was in great shape tonight.
He really did. And we got to mention another guy that looked like he was in great shape tonight. The man from Aruba, Damian Panas, got the first round knockout. Man, he's fun. I like him.
Yeah, he's a problem. I mean, he's another guy that I'll have a tough time figuring out because he's so big that I worry about him going further in fights if he doesn't get it done early. But yeah, dude, he's not someone I want to be out there, looking at before that bell rings.
And then another guy that looked pretty good tonight was Bobby Knuckles. We haven't even mentioned him coming up to 205, which I thought the fight started. I thought I nailed that read so well. He looked a little small in there. I thought he might just not be big enough, and then all of a sudden he was fighting a guy that looked like he was moving through molasses and just was not even close to fast enough and just was getting tagged up.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be his road to victory a lot of the times at 205. I think he's probably going to have like the best stamina there. He's not going to have the most power. He doesn't have like insane grappling abilities or anything, but he's pretty good at takedown defense. Obviously, we saw that tonight. Um, he's definitely tough, and he's been a champ, so he knows how to utilize his gas tank. Yeah, he'll be fun. He's not that old. From 170 to 205, that's big. So we'll see what happens. Krylov's another guy though that seems to go for it all, which I appreciate. But yeah, he definitely slowed down a lot. The only thing in that fight I thought it was weird. I don't know if you caught it. What's up with like Bobby Knuckles? Like kept on like scratching his like calf with like the back of his other foot like over and over again. I'm like, what's going on, bud?
Yeah, I saw that, and they were talking about that on the call. I think Rogan was saying he was like drying off his foot or something.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I don't.
Maybe Connor should have tried that.
Yeah. Any other? Luke Riley looked good. Got the KO. That was. I thought that might have been more of a controversial stoppage than the Bobby Green one.
No, it definitely was. I thought that was pretty early too. I mean, Riley looked good. His boxing looked really fluid. He was kind of getting caught a little bit in the beginning there too, but he just stuck it out. He looked good. I think he would have probably ended up getting the finish regardless, but that looked early. But again, we'll take it. We had him.
Yeah, and then Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong. Just we might be the exclusive not covering women's MMA show because it's hard to even get through some of these fights.
Yeah, that was painful. Tracy, I thought she was going to just be like hunting takedowns and trying to use that, but she decided to just stand and get kind of beat up on the feet. And Wang Chung looked good, I guess. But yeah, that was one where if you had a scheduled nap, that would have been a good time.
Yeah, well, I was watching that with Megan, and when Tracy Cortez was getting in the ring, Megan goes, "This girl looks like she's like already been through the fight." I was like, "I agree. Her face looks fucking beat up. She like doesn't have eyelashes or eyebrow. Like she looked a little bit mangled." And that was not a great fight. But you were all over the two fades of the Codys, Cody Durden and Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt might want to hang him up.
Yeah, I mean, Yanez looked good in that one. But yeah, Cody just doesn't have a chin anymore. Like there was even a couple of those punches where that staggered him that didn't look that clean, but he's just got no chin left. Good boxer. Had his, that Dominic Cruz fight was sick. He looked good in the TJ fights, but he's done, man. Just call it a day. You're good.
And I walked out to get a water or something in the Cody Durden fight, and I came back, and all of a sudden the choke was just locked up, and so I have to go back and actually watch like that 30 seconds up to the choke, but that's kind of how you had it in the first round, but kind of how we both saw it going with Costa getting a pretty easy win.
Yeah, Costas looked good. I mean, he took that fight on short notice. We still liked him, even coming in on like 2 weeks. Uh, Durden's not someone who I think's bad, but he's pretty aggressive. He gets himself some tough spots because he is a wrestler, and you let that neck sit out there too long, someone like Costa's going to come in and find his palm to palm, and then he was able to turn it into a rear naked and night night.
And only other two fights we haven't mentioned are the Fareed Basharat, which put him on the Cody Sandhagen. I don't give a fuck to watch this guy fight anymore, and I will. He's still a good fighter. He's 16-0, but I mean, probably the least exciting 16-0 fighter in the history of the world.
Yeah. There's a reason why we didn't circle back to even put a pick on that fight. Just not super exciting. An earlier prelim, he kind of seems to always do that to find his way to like outpoint the other guy. Like I don't know, he's not someone that's even with that crazy of a record. I don't see him making it off the prelims anytime soon.
No, I don't. Which is it's sad to say, but yeah, he might have to get to like 30-0 with the way he fights.
Khabib did it.
I think that's all the fights we mentioned. It was a good night. Like I said, it's always good when the picks you give out are doing well, and I even tailed you on some of those Patty subs to have an even better night. You were hot as hell. I was like, I gotta tail the king. So it was a fun night, but it was definitely disappointing for people coming in looking for a war, a Gaethje versus Ilya type night. You got a quick choke and then a fucking blown out knee immediately. So
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, I don't think other than like Jorge Masvidal that I've ever seen anyone like actually be like, "Thank God I came out just running at the guy throwing a kick." You know what I mean? I don't know. It was super weird, and even before the fight, it looked like McGregor's kind of getting ready outside the cage. I don't know. He might have been hurt going in there, but he also his leg gave out on him against Dustin. I mean, hey, bud, you can't take that type of time off and expect to, even if you're training well, getting back in that cage is just a different animal. And I think that animal's dead for him.
I agree. It looks like he blew out his knee, which is at his age, 38. That means he's 40 minimum by the time he can like realistically get back in there and even have a chance to trick people into back to like wanting to watch him fight. And I don't think it's going to happen at that point. I don't think he should. Like you said, he's just ruining his legacy at this point.
Yeah, I think MVP might be calling his name next. That's about it. And I'm not talking about Michael Venom Page. I'm talking about Jake Paul's promotion. I can see him in there against Mike Perry. But all I got.
Thanks. I don't think we need to do much more. We actually have a pretty good fight night card next week. I was surprised. I hadn't really paid too much attention to what was ahead of this, and a decent card to break down. So we'll do that sometime this week. Give out some more free money.
That's right, baby. Let's keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, I did
Absolutely.
think I saw that Kevin Holland just had to pull out of that fight though. He was on that
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but that card as a whole, especially, we kind of got a little bit of a snoozer card coming off the White House. But this following what was supposed to be that like potentially the card of the year. Next week's fight night's pretty good. So I expect the boys to stay hot, keep the momentum going, and cash in some picks.
All right, well, we will break down that full card. Thanks for jumping on, and